Hey everybody, it's Billy from Spicy Ginger Soap, and I am going to do some eyeshadow. I don't know, it might seem a little cluttery. I'll try to fix that. I have the shadows that I've made so far. In fact, I've made several mattes recently. All of these right here. I made them for my mom. And basically I followed the recipe that I showed before, and I just made different colors. It's not anything really, I didn't do anything different basically. I used the bases that I've talked about in my matte shadow video and the same pressing technique. And I know some people said they had problems with cracking. I don't know. I don't know if maybe press harder, because for me, I know that I pressed really hard several times, and I tried to use as little alcohol as possible, and I've just had really good luck with that. So other than that, I don't know what else to say about that. But I just wanted to show you guys the colors that I made so far. I'm going to probably give those to my mom this week, hopefully. I was trying to, so maybe you guys will see where I was going with this. So I was trying to match up these colors here that I made in shimmer to these colors, which I want to do like a really light khaki green, a medium brown, a darker brown, and then like obviously like a bare, just highlight color. So that's what I did. These colors right here I made real recently, and I wore them on Friday, and they were so pretty. This is just like a light brown gold. This is a really light khaki gold. And then these are like medium brown. These are really similar. And I didn't use both of them. I just used one of them. And then this is a highlight color. So today I'm going to do kind of like a more of a medium khaki gold color is what I wanted to do. So I've got my base started. I'm using a little tapioca starch, kaolin clay, some bismuth, and some magnesium myristrate cerussite. So just gonna finish this up. The shimmer shadows, I feel like it's so hard. It would be so hard to mess them up. There's not really, it's just so easy. And they do have, TKB has the My Mix Press It base, which would make it even easier. You don't even have to make your own base. You can just use that. And I think I've used it before, and I've had fine luck with it. I don't have any complaints about it. I just like to make my own. I think I'll use a little bit of the Pash Mica too. That's mica treated with silica. So like I said, it's super easy. You can use whatever you want. No big deal. There's my magnesium myristrate, cerussite, Okay, we're all set. Go ahead and get down to business now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Harvest Yellow Oxide, which is this one right here. I'm going to do one smidgen of this. Because we want like a khaki gold color. I'm going to use one drop of the matte brown oxide. And then, let's see. Use just some gold mica. So we'll do one smidgen of this. Actually, maybe I'll do one pinch of that. No, I'll just do the one smidgen. I don't want to have wrong amount. We can always put more in if we need to. So one smidgen of the gold mica, and then I'm going to do one smidgen of Martini Olive mica. It's this one here. I love this color. And we'll see how that turns out. So then for this one, you could do this one in the coffee grinder. And the reason that I would say that you might want to do that instead of just mixing it in the baggie is because of the oxides. The oxides, you really need to smash them in good to get them fully incorporated. I gotta let the air out of this one. All right, so you just want to really, really get it fully incorporated, squish it around. If you don't, you will have little streaks of really, really intense color, and that'll mess up your shadow. You don't want that. Sometimes you'll notice it when you're putting it into the pan. You'll see like big old streaks of really deep dark color, especially when you use the ultramarine blue or the red oxide. Those really do it. And one of the reasons that I'm using the oxides in this one as opposed to just using the mica is because I think, even though my mom wants like all matte colors, I think that she would be okay using one that's mostly matte, that's just got a little bit of mica in it. And I feel like just, I don't know, just the texture, the feel, and the look of the ones with a little bit of mica in them, I just like them so much better. So I kind of wanted to try to create one that maybe, you know, with a very little bit of mica in it, so it just has a tiny bit of shimmer, that maybe that might work for her. Now this is looking, and I'm not really surprised, it's looking pretty brown, because that matte brown, it's pretty strong. So this might not turn out exactly what I wanted it to be. That's okay though, we can make a different one to get that color. And this one, you know, have a different color. Even when I don't get the color that I was trying to get, I can either continue putting stuff in to try to get the color I want, or I can just leave it and keep that as, you know, a color that I don't have already, and, you know, something new and different. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. Basically just like a light kind of brown, very similar to this one right here. So this would probably be one that, actually it might be one my mom would like. It's just got like the littlest bit of shimmer in it. So here's what I could do. To make this more khaki, I could put some ultramarine blue in it. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go ahead and go with this one. I'm going to pan it. And then to make that khaki, I'll do a different one. I think this is pretty. I like it. So if you've seen me make them before, you know, but a little bit of alcohol, a couple drops of the My Mix Press It binder, and then just use one of your spoons. Just spoon it in. Yeah, this is going to be a really pretty color. It's like a really, really nice, like camel color. So, basically you just want to mix this up so you get that binder in there, kind of mixed up evenly. It's really easy. Anything that's got even a little bit of mica in it, it just helps it mix a lot easier. And this is pretty wet. You don't have to have it this wet, but because I know I'm going to be adding a lot more powder in there, I like to get the first layer kind of really wet. And then I start adding the rest in. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. Keep adding. and then more alcohol. And basically, when keeping it wet keeps it from making a huge mess, and it incorporates that binder. I always try, you know, obviously you don't want to make a huge mess and lose all your product all over the table. It's really good at staining everything too. If you get it on your countertop, or I don't know, just mainly your countertop, magic eraser will get it out. But obviously try to avoid that. So there you go. It looks like kind of like clay. So there we go. We've got this completely full. It's full to the brim. And now I'm just going to basically just kind of level it off, tap it down a little bit. This helps to get a smoother finish on top when you press it. So, you can do it a couple different ways. What I've been doing is using this kind of like really highly textured paper towel. So I get kind of a cute texture on the top, something unique. And then I just use I also use my t-shirt clippings. And then I just press it. You can do this in layers. I just don't. And then that's what that looks like. I'm going to do it a couple more times, but isn't that a fun texture? It looks totally different. And you can see how the excess alcohol came out on the paper towel. And you do want to do it as hard as you can, obviously. So it's nice and firmly pressed. So there's the end result of that one. Super easy. I'm going to clean off the sides a little bit before I put it in there. And in my opinion, this one's very lightly shimmered. So I think it's something that people who prefer mattes could use. You know, there's not a whole lot of shimmer in there. All right, so we'll put that one there. And then let's go ahead and try for a more khaki tone on this next one. Same base as before. I have kaolin clay in this little tiny bag because my bag is huge. It's like a 5-pound bag. So I put a little bit in one of those little mini baggies. I'm putting zinc stearate in this also. I think it's like a binder. I think that that's what it's for. So I'm going to put that in here, zinc stearate. Just a bit of it. All right. Oh gosh, that's a lot. Probably more than I need. It's okay. All right, so for this one, I'm gonna use less of that matte brown for sure, because I think that that's what made it so much darker. We'll do the Harvest Yellow again. I'm gonna do one smidgen of the Harvest Yellow. I have to write all this down so I don't forget. All right, Harvest Yellow. Let's do just a teeny tiny bit of ultramarine blue. I'm not even going to use a full drop. Just going to get like a teeny tiny bit like that. That stuff's strong. And I'm going to do the same thing with the matte brown. A little bit more than that though, like that. And then again, we're going to do a smidgen of the gold mica. And a smidgen, a heaping smidgen of the Martini Olive. All right, I'm gonna get this mixed up real good and I'll bring you back when it is. So here's what this looks like. This is more what I was going for, a nice light khaki tan. And I think this is enough for 2 pans. So, I mean, we'll just do one for right now, but I think it's gonna be enough for 2. So just get that nice and wet and incorporated well. And then continue adding your powder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue doing that, and when it's all ready, I'll bring you back. All right, I've got both of these full. Filled them up really well. These are both like plumb full, so that's good. One for me, one for somebody else. All right, I'm just gonna my paper towel again. One at a time. Isn't that pretty? I love it. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted it to look like. Now it's gonna lighten up a little because there's a little bit of alcohol still in these. So the color's a little bit darker than the end product will be. Just a tad. So do this one more time. Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm gonna show you these eyeshadows. This is the light khaki. It may be a little bit difficult. I'm not sure if it's going to be easy to see or not, but it's really, really pretty, like light khaki green. And then we've got our like camel color. And then this is the one that I put a little bit more of the green in it. A little more of the khaki. So those are the 3 swatches of the colors that we made. And I just thought it would be good to just show you guys what they look like, end result. Variations of all of the micas that I've used. You can get so many different colors. You know, I showed you guys some of these before. And antique copper is one that you can get with the shimmer brown. That's that one. That one is really, really pretty. It's one of my favorites. And I got too much on my brush. But that one is one of my absolute favorites. And then, let's see. This one is the shimmer brown, just plain. So that antique copper, that's what it adds to it. I think this is antique copper with apricot and maybe even some of the gold. So it's kind of like a mixture, but you can see, I don't know, that one to me almost looks like a foiled eyeshadow. Anyways, the next video that I do will probably be a highlighter video. If anybody has any requests, please let me know what you'd like to see, and you know, if I can, I'll accommodate it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you like this. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.